Hi, this is Rachel coming to you with this week's Sparkle of Shabbat. And this week I wanted to speak a little bit about sorrow and sweetness, and also tell a cute story regarding a cup of coffee, which I hope will emphasize the point. So I was speaking recently with another bereaved mother who is earlier on her journey than I am. We lost our beloved son 3.5 years ago, and she is fresher in her grief. And we were talking about how when you have profound sorrow, when you feel just moments of joy or sunshine or sweetness of any kind, that it feels all the sweeter, and that it's so pronounced because you become so used to your pain and so used to getting through the days and trying to make sense of things that one sometimes forgets what the sweetness tastes like. I would almost liken it, if I had to experientially, to what Shabbat honey tastes like, where you wait all week and you're running all around and just doing different things. And I don't normally think of tasting honey except when I'm putting it on challah on Shabbat, or even on Rosh Hashanah, dipping the apples in honey. And boy, does that honey taste so sweet. It's so different than the ordinary flavors of the week. So that's sort of one way that I would describe it. And certainly when one has experienced profound sorrow or any type of sorrow, it can give you pause when you do feel that happiness or that sunshine or that sweetness. For me, sometimes I will really just stop in my tracks and just feel so grateful and so aware of what the goodness tastes like and feels like and smells like and looks like. All those things, I will often stop and just say a blessing of thanks. Thank you, Hashem, for this peaceful, joyful, sweet moment. So we were reflecting on that, and I was thinking, oh, that would be an interesting sparkle to really reflect on the intensity of sweetness after sorrow. It certainly is a pattern that we have as a Jewish people, where we will feel immense sorrow and persecution, and then afterwards feel the sweetness and the joy of being Jewish. And I had a sort of a sweet thing happen with my mom the other day. My mom has recently had some health troubles. Thank God she is on the mend. And she was telling me a story. She's finally back in her apartment. We're so thankful and grateful. And she said to me that the other day she was drinking a cup of coffee, and she said, "You won't believe this, but I found this mezuzah at the bottom of the coffee." And she wasn't kidding. She pulled out this kind of rusted small mezuzah that was on a keychain. And I'm looking at it, and it didn't look familiar to me. I said, "Does this look familiar to you, Mommy?" She says, "No, it's not familiar." And I thought, okay, Hashem, thank you for the God incidents, not the coincidence, but the God incidents, that after profound suffering, and my mom suffered and we suffered, that there can be sweetness along the way, and sweetness at the end of a very difficult time. I mean, really, can you believe there would be a mezuzah sitting at the bottom of her coffee cup? These are old coffee cups. She's moved from one house to where she's currently living, and there's a mezuzah sitting in the bottom of the coffee, and that didn't even change the flavor for her to look at it. So I brought the mezuzah home. I cleaned it up. I will treasure it. I will bring it back to my mom to remind her of that sweetness. And my sparkle for this week would be, after we go through intense suffering, or even when we're in the suffering, maybe experience the sweetness, maybe pause and be thankful for that sweetness. And wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.